Welcome back to the Beast Gang podcast. Today we are talking about M3GAN. M3GAN is directed by Jared Johnstone.
I never even heard of him.
He has only done like some TV stuff, so it's not a lot of credits. And it's written by Akila Cooper. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, good enough for me. Jupiter's Legacy,
Hold on.
they had
Is Jupiter
written,
Legacy with the dog?
and there was something called Malignant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they had
Yeah.
written that. Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Couple episodes of Avengers Assemble. They've written a couple episodes of Luke Cage.
Okay. Okay. Luke Cage, okay.
And a couple episodes of Grimm. A couple episodes of American Horror Story.
He has a nice little writing resume there. Okay, yeah.
But also, the story is by James's boy, James Wan!
Damn right.
James Wan and Lee Whannell are James's boys.
Mm-hmm.
And it stars Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, and Ronnie Ching. And the synopsis is a robotics engineer at a toy company builds a real life doll that begins to take on life of his own. The movie starts off with a daughter. She's riding with her parents. She has like this kind of Furby-esque type toy that the toy just keeps talking while the parents are driving. They get into an accident. Her parents are dead. Her aunt is the robotics engineer. She works at a toy company, and she's basically tasked with trying to design the next big thing. Just very out of touch. She's unrelatable to kids. And then all of a sudden, she has to take on her niece, who survived the accident. During the course of all this, she has been working on this AI technology, mass marketed, but the head of the toy company is like, hey, just give me something we can sell. So she sets up a demo of her niece relating to this AI lifelike doll. It's a hit, and that's kind of where this starts off. And at a certain point, it's really about boundaries for AI, which I guess if you have like the Chat GPT and all the other stuff that's going on right now, that's really what it is. So it turns into what happens when the AI goes wrong. Robots dream of electric sheep or something. Or having said that, it's more or less like a sci-fi thriller movie. Since we have the king of horror, suspense, and thriller, this man will scare himself out of his pajamas. Jay, how do you feel about M3GAN?
I actually enjoyed it into a certain part.
James Wan!
I actually enjoyed it to a certain part. It wasn't a bad movie at all.
Mm-hmm.
It had its flaws. For example, the main character was so unlikable.
Yeah.
There was nothing about her that I was rooting for her.
Yeah, so
She was
again,
just
the
kind of a
movie
dick.
starts off with her just kind of being out of touch with everything. Like, she doesn't like kids. She doesn't have time for kids in her life. And it's just like, oh, well, here's an iPhone, here's an iPad. Leave me alone. Go ahead.
It's just a PSA. You should be raising your kids and not have technology raise your kids. That's all it is. But overall, it's not a bad movie, but there was just one part around the end, and I hate when this happens in horror movies. I hate when it happens in any movie, really. But horror movies that really hits a nerve with me is that the movie is like pretty decent, pretty good, it's enjoyable, up until at the end that just takes it all the way down. All the way down. Then you just start questioning everything. It's like, what the fuck? Like, did y'all just run out of ideas to just threw something in there just to make it seem like it's more than what it is? Because that was a bad idea. It seemed like around the ending, it got lazy.
I like this movie for what
Mhm.
it was. Upgrade is kind of like this same vein of we get you 90% there, and
Mhm.
then we might let you down at the end. So
Right.
a lot of these thriller movies like this particularly really depend on how it resolves itself. And this one, tonally, it changes when they have to end the movie.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So again, it's supposed to be like a thriller suspense movie. Well, is the AI alive? Is it doing something devious? Yes. You also have people that work in technology that are making these decisions and making the dumbest possible decisions during the course of the
Exactly.
movie.
Exactly. That was what was throwing us off.
Yeah.
That's what was throwing us off because we were like, okay, so where's the failsafe?
Yeah, basically.
Where's the fucking failsafe? You don't have a plan B to shut this thing down. Anytime you deal with AI, we know this just from fucking Terminator, man. Anytime you deal with AI,
Basically.
you want to kind of put a barrier on its learning capabilities, but they opened it up that Megan could learn any and
Yeah, she's
everything.
consistently learning the data lore for Star Trek. It's basically she turns into lore. She's the evil equivalent. She leaves a crystalline entity to destroy Omicron Theta. That's a little bit inside Star Trek, but nevertheless, she's the evil AI. Go ahead. She's Kit the car, basically. Like,
Fucking Ultron, man.
yeah,
Just learning,
yeah,
learning, 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 and just kept learning everything to the point that she was too knowledgeable. She superseded humanity. Why would you not install something to prevent her from learning certain things? Just learn things about her niece, learn things about her niece to relate to her niece, but not to be able to go and search the whole damn internet and get all this damn knowledge.
Apple Watch plus Amazon Echo, Google Home, is all that combined. Ring camera is coming to get you. This is not a sponsored podcast, but
Yeah, but it was just like, man, come on, dude. Because they were making so many mistakes that you were just like, no person in the technology field would make these mistakes.
yeah,
No one.
yeah.
But for you to really, really enjoy this movie, you guys suspend disbelief.
Kind of overlook some of those flaws
Hmm.
until the very end of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. As long as the conclusion is okay. They wrap it up well. It's good.
Hmm.
Nevertheless, James, what
Hmm.
score would you give Megan?
Before the fucked up ending, I would have given it a 7.5, 8, because I enjoyed it. Say, when it comes to horror movies, sometimes I suspend disbelief and let shit slide. But then the ending just brought back all the shit that I let slide in the beginning and just culminated. And I'm going to give this movie maybe a 5.56.
I would also give it a 5. Obviously, it's a low budget movie. It's a
Yeah.
Blumhouse production, so they only spend a certain amount of money on a movie. And plus,
Mhm.
like, even from the budget aspect, it really only takes place in maybe 5 or 6 locations. It's
Right.
mostly the aunt's house,
The house,
the
the
building that
lab.
the lab, a car,
Hmm.
the neighbor's house, whatever park one of the people died in.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
like 5 locations. So it
Yeah.
was, and plus Bloomhouse, they're good for low budget, good horror movies or decent horror movies. And this was one of them. It could have been better, but the ending just fucking killed it for me, man. It should have been, I was gonna say the ending. So at this point, Megan's manipulating everybody. Her niece under her finger and all this shit, about to kill the unlikable aunt. And then out of the blue, the niece has access to a robot.
Big Hero 6.
Yeah, that out of a goddamn chest. That first thing came to my mind was like, where was this motherfucker at a long time ago? Like, it's not like they introduced this motherfucker like earlier. If they did, I must missed it. It's not like they brought that earlier into the movie, so you'd be like, oh, okay, it's there. It's just like it came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. All right. So again, I'll give it a 5. A good majority of the movie on board with it is a little bit cliche,
Hmm.
different. Movies like this really depend on the conclusion. Story part of it, yeah, you're gonna have this person is gonna do X, like the robot's gonna kill people. But how do
Hmm.
you resolve all that? And apparently, this has already been greenlit for a sequel, like however that works out.
Greenlit already, so I don't know how they're gonna do that because I would think that after that debacle, you wouldn't want to create that shit again.
Yeah. So, nevertheless, we're going to go through something. I want to ask you some questions about some Blumhouse productions, see what your responses are. So,
Okay.
we already talked about Megan, which is a Blumhouse movie. The
Hmm.
Black Phone.
I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
All right, there's
Low budget, but good.
there's a movie called Nanny.
I have not seen that.
All right, skip that one. Get Out was a Blumhouse production.
Of course, that was good too. Yeah,
All right. The next movie is Split.
that's the first one, right?
Yeah, not that trash one.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty good too.
All right.
That wasn't bad.
Next movie, Halloween Ends.
I have not seen that. I've actually been very apprehensive in watching that because I did not like Halloween. What was the one in the middle? Because it was
Halloween
Halloween.
Returns. Some.
Yeah, the one before it ends. It was kind of like, what the fuck? The only thing that was redeemable about the middle movie was that the kills were amazing. It just lacked sense.
So moving
Mhm.
on, Us.
It wasn't as good as Get Out.
Next movie. This is one that we reviewed. Freaky.
I
Vince,
actually like that.
yeah, Vince
I
Vaughn.
actually,
Yeah.
that was the perfect horror comedy. It was good. It was funny. I enjoyed it. It kind of reminded me of a Happy Death Day.
In the vein of Split, Glass.
Mhm. That's the last one, right?
Yeah, that was the trash one.
Would I watch it again? No,
All
it
right.
wasn't that good.
All right. So moving on, which
Mhm.
also has some Marvel connotations. Scott Derrickson. Sinister. Directed by
Oh, that
Scott.
was good.
Yeah.
That was good. The first one was good. Second one, not so much.
All right. Next movie. M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit.
It was watchable, kind of predictable, but it
It-
wasn't bad.
Directed by James's boy, Lee Wanell, The Invisible Man.
That was actually good. I liked The Invisible Man.
Next movie, 2013's The Purge.
Was that the first one?
Yeah. The Purge.
That was good.
Next
was good.
movie. Did you see Firestarter?
No, no.
All right.
To be honest with you, I didn't like the original Firestarter. I did not like it. I mean, it was okay, but I didn't understand the hype behind it.
All right. So next movie, we saw this. We watched this. Upgrade.
Mhm.
Lee Wanell.
That was really good. To be honest with you, that was better than what I expected it to be. It actually caught me off guard. It was kind of like a sleeper to me. It was good though.
For some reason, I remember seeing this movie in the movie theater. The Boy Next Door with Jennifer Lopez.
The Boy Next Door with Jeffrey. I have not seen that.
Yeah, it was like he was about to turn 18. He was like hitting on Jennifer Lopez.
And he
was, like,
became a
trying-
stalker
yeah,
and shit.
Yeah. All right. So next movie, Halloween Kills.
That's the middle one.
Yeah. So it looks like it's
We're-
Halloween Kills, and Halloween
Kills and
Ends.
Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I may watch Halloween Ends tonight. Halloween Kills, like I mentioned before, the kills were amazing. So it lived up to the slasher motif that Halloween has, but the story, not so much. Not when you know that Michael Myers is at least 6'4", about 260, swole as hell, and you think a 5'9", balding fat man, hospital gown is Michael Myers, and you chase him out, and this man ends up committing suicide because everybody's chasing him. How does that even make sense? We all know Michael Myers is towering.
All right. So next movie, The Belko Experiment.
That was interesting.
We're going to come with a hit. Paranormal Activity, the original one, 2007.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it when it first came out. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. After Part 3, it kind of was like,
All right. And we're going to come back with another one. Directed by James' boy, James Wan, Insidious Chapter 2.
perhaps one of the best ones out of the whole series.
All right.
Yeah.
The next one, we already talked about Happy Death Day, which is, that was a good one. The second one, maybe not so much. But the next one after that, Ouija, Origin of Evil.
Okay, because there was one Ouija that I liked.
I think it might
Was
be
it-
this one.
That one was way better.
All right. So next movie, Ma.
That shit was crazy. That was a fucked up movie.
All right. Next movie is going to be Oculus.
That was good. That was a sleeper as well. I didn't expect it to be what it was, but it was really, really good. And was actually produced by WWE Films, which I was like, whoa, what the hell?
All right. So
Mhm.
next movie, Unfriended, 2014, Unfriended.
Oh my God. It was a movie.
All right. Next movie, Insidious, The Last Key.
That wasn't that good. The weakest out of the whole Insidious series. I would not watch it again.
All right. So
Mhm.
Black Christmas.
Uh,
Next movie is going to be Insidious Chapter 3.
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was better than Last Key, but not better than Part 2, nor Part 1. So if I had to put them in order, it would be Insidious 2, 1, 3, and then The Last Key.
All right. We're going to talk about Unfriended Dark Web.
Unfriended Dark Web was actually not that bad. It was better than Unfriended, the first one, because it had like the teen screams type shit going on. It was better. It was
Alright.
better.
Paranormal Activity 2.
That was good. That
All
was good.
Paranormal Activity 4.
It was okay.
We talk about the Lazarus Effect.
That was interesting. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. But it was like,
That was another
It's-
movie where, for most of it, it could have worked until.
exactly. It wasn't a bad movie. It's like I don't know what it is. Certain movies start off so well. It's like the beginning's good, the middle is good, and then when it gets to the last fucking chapter, the last fucking scene, or like just a couple scenes before the end, it's just like, what the fuck were y'all thinking? Y'all just killed your movie.
So a couple more. Sinister 2.
Horrible.
Okay. Paranormal Activity 3 in 1988. Young sisters Katie and
Oh, that's
Chrissy.
when they were back when they were kids. That was actually good.
Yeah.
Like I said, the first 3 to 4 were pretty decent. It started going crazy when did one they called the Lost Ones, and it had to do with
Yeah, so there's Paranormal Activity, the Mark ones.
Mark ones. Okay, I knew it was something like that. Some with ones in it.
And then there was also another one called Paranormal
Like the
Activity, the Ghost
Ghost
Dimension.
System. That was trash.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So that concludes our walk through some of the Blumhouse catalog. It's not all of it, but
And
yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy that I've seen damn near 90% of them bitches.
Yeah. Horror aficionado says, boo. Let me stop.